Good late morning, everyone. Gonna get this stream. I haven't done this for a while from the house. We will get this up and running. It looks like we are live. All right, the audio's on. Just want to update you all on the threat of severe weather coming in. Going to talk about. They've just issued a tornado watch. It does not include us. It's up into northeastern parts of Tennessee. The worst of the weather is going to be in those areas. But I quickly want to update you on the radar right now. And then we'll kind of talk about a few other things. I am going to go to the chiropractor on the way into work today, but we are fully covered at the house, at the station. All right, so what we've got going on here out west, just north of St. Florian, is going to be pretty nasty area. Thunderstorms. It's starting to develop a little bit more on the southern edge as well. Down towards Gravelly Springs. The bigger thunderstorm is over here near Boonville. A lot of lightning with that. They don't have a severe thunderstorm warning for that one though. But that one's, wow, this one's probably the strongest storm on radar. South of Corinth there. I'm going to have some coffee here too. I'll check your questions. So we got a first alert weather day out for this, and I don't have my actual light on here, so I'm just kind of bare bonesing the live today. It's not my best performance. But you go over here towards the Boonville area, north towards Corinth. That's where we have a lot of very heavy rain. Let me just go to 2 here. Just kind of go full screen here and show you very heavy rain, significant lightning over here with this storm. Again, this is moving to the east. It's going to be moving towards Iuka and then probably follow Highway 72 into Muscle Shoals down the road. Storm relative velocity. There is more of an atmosphere that would produce the possibility of tornadoes, yes. This is a very rare frontal passage here in August. We don't have too many tornado watches. I think they're still trying to debate whether they're going to put us under a tornado watch or a severe thunderstorm watch. I think a tornado watch will probably prompt a different response from areas as far as school systems go. So we're going to watch that. I know some of you are watching out for that too. Time frame is going to be roughly now through, in fact, I would say now through roughly 1 o'clock for these areas here. This is going to move through rather quickly. Everything's moving to the east and making it to Huntsville probably by 2 o'clock this afternoon. I'm going to take a look at some of the stuff from the Storm Prediction Center here just a second. So let's kind of move this over. Oh, I got to shrink this one. All right, so bring this over here. Here's the newest tornado watch. Actually, I think there's one farther south than this. Severe thunderstorm watch has just been issued. Okay, so we are going to be under a severe thunderstorm watch, but I will remind you that the possibility of tornadoes is going to be probably higher right across the state line, where the wind shear is going to be higher. So let's take a look at, here's some forecast tools, we call it. So what we look at here when we look at the tornado threat, of course the Cape's going to be very high. It's already really high, 4,000. So these storms are going to be very, very strong. So we don't really need to focus just on a tornado threat because there's a lot of instability to work with. But when you start talking about the tornado threat itself, typically you're going to look at this 200, the helicity up here, and the storm relative helicity is higher just up to the north of us. However, it is high enough for rotating thunderstorms here across North Alabama, roughly along the Tennessee River. Here's the wind shear. Let's take a look at some composite. The EHI is the one I always like, and the fact that it's got 4 is a concern for tornadoes here in North Alabama as well. just because, I mean, you get the right environment. If you get a boundary, we had storms yesterday, so you get one of these boundaries out there. Let me see if my picture-in-picture is going to work here. Yeah, that works. So you get one of these boundaries from yesterday's storms that these storms roll in on, or like with the Hampton Cove tornado, even though that was a really, really small 50-yard wide tornado, it happened during a little boundary intersection. So what was happening at that time, we had an outflow boundary coming in from Tennessee and the line of storms coming in, so the wind shear increased right at the low levels there. So our wind shear is plenty out there for the possibility of these severe thunderstorms. Let's see here. I go to my Facebook page real quick. So I put this timeline on here. So that's roughly what we're looking at is 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Just west of Athens. It's not gonna come through and just keep coming through. We're not gonna have multiple rounds. This is it. It's one round. It's that front we've been talking about. So roughly 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. the area in orange, and by I would say by about noon, this is going to be fully formed. So the big question is right now, are we going to see any supercells fire? And probably not, based on what I'm seeing here. But I've got that line there. Let me try to take that out. There we go. So here comes the line of thunderstorms moving east and continue to develop. We've got two severe thunderstorm warnings, one up here near Lawrenceburg. That storm's moving a little bit faster. I'm going to switch radars too and get to high top. It's a little bit closer to high top now. Kind of curious to see, because this has got this bowing formation within the line. And it's in a tricky spot to try to see the velocity as well. But I don't see any twisting wind in this area right now. I'll switch over here so you put the towns back on. But there's a nasty storm up there in northern Lauderdale County up towards Loretto, Tennessee, and Lawrenceburg's getting hit pretty hard there as well. So if I shift down here and get the other radar, GWX, yeah, it's can't see all it needs to see in that storm in Lauderdale County. But I'm telling you, the winds back here are really intense. Let me take a look at the what we call the vertically integrated liquid. Yeah, that one's definitely stronger back there to the west. Let me put that into motion. Yeah, that storm doesn't look that intense over there in Lauderdale County. It's producing some lightning, yeah, but overall not as bad. Okay, let me get this down. All right. Again, what I'm eventually working on is I'm building a garage that's going to have pretty much a YouTube studio in it. So that's kind of why I don't have as much as I should have going on here. Let me read some of your questions here. Yep, severe thunder, a couple of tornadoes possible though. Yeah, the tornado possible is going to be mainly along and north of the Tennessee River today, where the wind shear is the highest. I know, we need a break, don't we? So we're watching this line of thunderstorms. I've got to get to the chiropractor here, so I'm going to have to sign off, and then I'm going to go right into the TV stations. That's going to be how my Monday starts. So again, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Again, just kind of a quick live here as these storms are rolling in. Just be on the lookout. Damaging straight line winds may reach 70 miles per hour. Vertically integrated liquid, that's a good question. Typically, the best way to describe vertically integrated liquid is that shows you how much energy the storm has. It's a good hail indicator, but the higher the number, what you're looking at is water that's above the freezing level that shouldn't be there. But it's water, and it's water typically on the outside of ice, which is the wet coating on the outside of the hail. So it just basically shows you. I use it a lot for like updraft potential, or if a storm is weakening, you'll see it by the VIL. And the VIL's a good indicator of tornado genesis, not necessarily with these summertime storms, but you get the fall and the winter storms, you get a supercell once that if the storm has been really ratcheting up, and then all of a sudden that VIL value drops, it could be producing a tornado. It could lead to tornado genesis because it's that basically a rear flank downdraft coming down. All right, I need to get out of here. Got to go get my back worked on. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate y'all tuning in this morning. Again, subscribe. I try to do more and more of these, but again, once I get my studio in the garage built, which is several months away, I'll be able to do this a lot more often. You guys have a good one.